I'm here with my boy Daryl, and Daryl has the advantage over us because he was at the game today. Now, I want you to tell us the reception that this man got when he rocked up at the Emirates today,
Oh man,
15 minutes before the match.
it was unbelievable. Homecoming for Eze, man. And I said before the game, it would be perfect if we were able to do that, like bring him on the pitch, our first home game of the season. It'd be great to just bring Eze on and just get the crowd going already because it was already pumping in there. The Emirates was lively. We was all looking forward to it. The Leeds fans, to be fair, were very good as well. So, yeah, I think it was just a perfect way to start our home game of the season by bringing him on.
So the atmosphere you're saying was jumping.
It was
As
very, yeah, it was very jumping outside and inside. We were looking forward to the game, and like I said, the Leeds fans are really good as well. So shout out to them. But yeah, I just think that was a perfect way for us to introduce him by bringing him out in front of his home support.
Absolutely. Right, so let's get on to the game then. So Arsenal, I thought they made, I mean, like I said, you were at the game, you'll be able to tell us better than anyone. I thought they got off to a decent start. They looked sharp, they looked lively. Didn't get the goal, and I thought they just dropped the intensity a little bit, and you could also see Leeds starting to grow in a bit of confidence. So in the studio anyway, there was a little bit of frustration. What was it like at the ground?
Same thing. I mean, like just how you described it, it was jumpy at the beginning, and then once it settled a little bit, you could feel, is this going to get into another pattern of us struggling to break them down, and then Leeds started to get a bit more of the ball and get a bit of possession, and then their fans started to get up a little bit. So yeah, you could hear a couple of sighs in there, but then it was we got the corner set piece, and I actually said to Kenya, I was sitting next to her, I was like, we're going to score this, and then we obviously scored from the corner, and I think that just kind of toned it down a little bit. And yeah, we could play a bit more. The nerves seemed to lift a little bit, and as you saw, as the goal started flowing.
Yeah, the relief was the sense of relief was palpable. Even in the studio, we was like, "Wow, come on,
Yeah.
we've got to go for it now." But I want to ask you about that goal because during Timber, we were saying he's probably the shortest man in the box
Yeah.
when that ball swings in, and yet he still managed to win the header.
Timber's been a revelation since he joined our club, man. I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant, and 2 goals and an assist today. And
Your man of the match?
yeah, my man of the match. But let me say this: Zubimendi once again was class, man. I mean, being there and just watching him is just like him having a control pad.
Wow.
And just dictating the game, the tempo, everything. He's so good. He covers every blade of grass, and he's just such a great player. But yeah, Timber.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to stop you there. I wouldn't say I'm surprised you said that because it's interesting you say that rather than surprised because we were saying that when we started, he looked really good, and then he seemed to dip, and then he picked it back up again. That's what we was thinking. But you obviously thought he was good throughout the whole match.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I guess on TV it might look different,
Yes.
but just while I was actually there in the stage and just watching him, I mean, he was everywhere, like covering every blade of grass and dictating the game as well. And I'm sure there's going to be sterner tests to come in terms of like going up against midfields. But Leeds have got a big team. Like all of their players are really tall and physical, and Zubimendi's not. But he's just so good in terms of grabbing the ball, moving it along, and dictating the play. So you could see why Mikel Arteta likes him.
See, that's why when people go to the game, they're able to give opinions that we don't always pick up in the studio.
Yeah.
So that's a great bit of work there. Let's talk about Victor Gyökeres, man, because I mean, okay, I think we all agree that Jurriën Timber was man of the match, but in many ways, Gyökeres was probably the story of the match because coming into this game, he was under a little bit of pressure. Didn't have the greatest game against Man United. The trolls were out. People were dissing him, and
I've
the
seen
same.
it.
Yeah. And so for him today, I mean, he had that moment in the first half when he looked to be through.
Yeah.
He had a chance, he shanked it.
Yeah.
And in the studio, we were looking at each other and burying our head in the hands and
in the
thinking,
crowd as well. Yeah, we were doing that it was like, oh no.
yeah, you're
But
thinking, oh, it's going to be one of them days, man. What's happening here? But to be fair to him, he didn't go missing. He stayed with it. And when he had another opportunity, that goal he scored, amazing.
fantastic goal. And at the start of that second half, I looked over to Kenya and I said, look, we need Victor to rise here. We need him to get a goal. And she was like, don't worry, it's coming. And then literally early on in the second half, yeah, he just grabbed the ball from wide, zoned in, and like it was just a beautiful goal, and you could just feel the lift. I know is still new at the club, but like you said, it feels like there's so much pressure on him already because we've got that established number 9 now, and we've got a great team around him. So the expectation is, all right, now you've got to go out and score. So first home game at the Emirates, scoring a brilliant solo goal like that, that would have lifted the nerves a little bit. And you could see it in his celebration. He looked really happy. And, you know, we were happy as well, man. I think it just lifted everyone. And then you could see, I mean, he was everywhere in that game anyway. But, you know, just for him to get that goal was, you know, massive for him.
And also, you would have been in the ground, obviously, for his second goal, the penalty, the 5-0. I think there was a bit of pressure on him there as well, because people would have been looking at him thinking, okay, he scored the goal, but, you know, he's a penalty taker now. And, you know, it needed to be scored, and he buried it.
Yeah, I just think with him, there's just going to be that pressure now. Unless he gets a certain amount of goals this season, I just think there's always going to be pressure, especially early. So it was important, you know, his first penalty for the club, he bagged it. Even though we were 4-0 up at the time, it was the end of the game. It was still important that he bagged, and he did. So, yeah, very happy for him, man, and long may it continue.
Absolutely. We do need to talk about the injuries to Saka and to Odegaard. Now, I'm not hearing anything untoward yet. I mean, it's a bit early. But in the ground, what did you guys think? Do you think it looks serious?
I was looking closely and, you know, he walked down the tunnel. It looked like that Mikel Arteta or someone was saying something to him. And obviously I couldn't lip read from where I was, but, you know, he was able to walk unaided really through the tunnel, which was a good sign. But yeah, I'm just got everything crossed, man, that he's going to be okay, because these first 6 games that we got are, you know, they're tough. And the next game is obviously Liverpool away. So it'll be such a shame to ruin like such a great day. Obviously, Martin Odegaard went down as well. I'm not sure how serious that was, but
that one looked like a shoulder injury. And he, again, well, it's difficult to say how serious it was, because he got it and then he played on and then he came off. Now, I don't think it was a dislocation. In fact, I'm sure it's not a dislocation, but he did look in a lot of pain. Let's hope that for next week against Liverpool, he's available.
Yeah, I've just I'm awaiting the interviews with interest to find out how bad that injury is. I'm sure they're going to ask that in the press conferences. So I guess we just have to wait and see. Fingers crossed. And yeah, we have got a very good squad, you know. And I think Madueke did do well when he moved over to the right. But yeah,
I thought Ethan Wanyeri as well. I thought he did well when he came on for Odegaard, and I thought he looked sharp.
He was brilliant, yeah. But I guess our toughest away game, we need all our ammo, don't we, for that one? So, yeah, let's hope that it's nothing too serious, but time will tell.
And just to end on a positive note, again, you were there, you saw the man in action, Max Dowman. I thought he looked sensational when he came on today. Won us the penalty with his dribbling and trickery and his aggression with the ball, his directness. How did the crowd respond to him today?
Oh, as you can imagine, it would have been, you know, with open arms. And I said at the beginning of the season that he will be like a wild card for us in terms of what he can bring, because we've got our players as cover for certain positions, and, you know, he can just come on and play. And obviously there was a bit less pressure because we were well up at the time when he came on. So, you know, having him on when he got the ball, we're just like, go on, kid, just express yourself, you know, like you'll be fine. And he was, you know, he won a penalty again. And I think he's done that in a previous game as well, in pre-season. So yeah, this kid's special, man. And, you know, we're all behind him. We can't wait to see him develop. And I'll just say he's got some great mentors around him in terms of experience with the likes of Declan Rice and Gabriel and so on, and Martin Odegaard. But even the young guys like Ethan Wanyeri, Miles Lewis-Skelly, who have came up from the academy as well. They're not too much older than him. So, you know, Max Dowman's got a lot of people there that he can, you know, bounce off and, you know, learn from. So it's really good.
No, that's a really good point. And just in closing, a good day at the office today. 5-0 win. Didn't concede. 2 games now where we've won. I think we're top of the table as we speak right now. Looking forward to next week. How optimistic or how confident you are going into that Liverpool game?
Yeah, I'm confident, man. I think we can. I mean, we haven't lost to Liverpool. We haven't lost to any of the big 6 for, you know, quite a while now in the league. So, yeah, obviously we need to find out the extent of the injuries. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'll be more confident if Saka and Odegaard are fit, of course, but it's going to be a tough game. I mean, everyone knows that Anfield is going to be difficult. But I think with our squad, I think with the feel-good factor right now, Gyökeres scoring, Eze through the door, you know, we can go there, you know, be prepared, and who knows what will happen.
That's what I'd like to hear. Daryl, thank you so much.
Thank you.